Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome guys to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about Deadpool and his Mercs for money. It's a really fun series. Like, back when this came out, there's like an overabundance of Deadpool series and Deadpool popping up all over the place. Like, Marvel's being pretty shameless in trying to milk as much money out of Wade Wilson as possible. But this series, at least for me, it was a lot of fun, especially the lineup of Deadpool's Black Ops team. Yeah, like this character called Terror Inc., they're all super obscure and exposable characters, but all of them are deep cuts. Like outside Terror Inc., we have Slapstick, Solos on the team, Full Killer, Stingray. We get also the Mexican Deadpool. His name is Masacre. And later on, another member that's on the team, but he wasn't ever invited. He sort of just shows up, is a Madcap. And the Deadpool Madcap story arc, because Madcap is obviously out to kill Deadpool, it's actually really good. I like it. It's very creative. So I'm not sure if I mentioned prior to this, Cullen Bunn is the writer of the series. He was also the writer to the main Deadpool series. So Deadpool, during this time, he was on the Avengers. So that was the thing about Deadpool that, at least for me, really didn't work. Like, I didn't like him on the main Avengers team. I felt like it was just Marvel just being very shameless, using Deadpool to boost sales. So here we have Deadpool's Black Ops team. They're on a mission. Actually have been contracted to find within this warehouse full of evil scientists, find this crate, retrieve it, take it back to the client. So when Wade's team arrive, they discover the guys that are going to receive they had been sent there to get in the first place. They're all dead. They all have been massacred, and they're attacked by these old school Captain Britain villains called, I think they're called the Mad Bunch or something like that. Mad Bunch or the Mad Gang. Like, my memory is pretty terrible, but I was like really happy. Like, they're really leaning on very obscure characters. It seems that Cullen Bunn, it's his thing, and I really love it when they go for these deep cut characters that have been totally forgotten over time. So they want to get their hands on what Wade was trying to retrieve, and his team open the crate that they were sent to get, and they find one of these recorder robots. They're like these B-level watchers created by another alien race called, I think they were called the Regalians or something like that. Thing is, he talks aleatory, use a Spanish word and make it sound like English. No, random stuff. But they realize he's spitting out stuff that is going to happen in the future. So Wade, because he's the one financing the Avengers during this time, he needs money. So he thinks it's a great idea to call every single villain and hold an auction to sell this robot that sees the future. He sends his mercs for money out into the underworld, trying to find clients, but also at the same time, he ends up beating the crap out of half the people. It's really funny. While this is going down, Taskmaster has been commissioned to take down Wade. And also, we have the evil Deadpool, the one assembled out of other Deadpool parts, also hot on Wade's trail, because obviously he's on a vengeance trip against the main Wade Wilson. So we get to see characters like Puma pop up, Crime Master, and these very obscure characters that were one and done villains, like this character called Blood Spider or something like that. Also, we have Solo and Full Killer going and asking LaFay to go to the auction. Like, she was being built up as the big bad guy during this particular era of Marvel. Mephisto is also invited, and get to the day of the auction, and the whole auction itself is pretty hilarious. We have Dr. Doom, the Secret Empire, Baron Zemo arrives, Dr. Rot. Obviously, during the auction, things go wrong. Utter pandemonium breaks out. All the villains start fighting against each other. We also have Lord Deathstrike pop up too. Out of nowhere, we got this guy. His name is Lord of the Kingpin of the Orzhok. I pronounced that terribly. Kingpin of the Ozarks. He's this new character. He seems to be very powerful, seems to be respected by the other villains, and he's the one that makes the purchase of the recorder. So he tells Deadpool, take it to my base. I have this demonic truck driver that's going to give you a hand to take that robot to me. So the whole trip, while they're going to the camping of the Ozarks country house, they're being attacked. We get more and more obscure characters like Slayback, this character called Big Wheel, this, I think his name is Orb. We get these wrestler characters. I think they popped up in the Deadpool series prior to this. This Hydra wrestler dude too. So we get the lowdown of what actually happened to the recorder, that basically his mind was broken after what happened with the collapse of the multiverse and the whole Secret Wars thing, and he got spit out of the return of the Marvel Universe. This broke his mind, but memory banks are on total overload because he seemed to have seen everything that goes down within the multiverse. And we get a second round between Deadpool's Mercs for money against the Wild Bunch. And what happens is Deadpool decides he wasn't being responsible. He's an Avenger. He can't sell this recorder robot to evil bad guys. So he decides to destroy it. After utter pandemonium that had gone on and all these issues, he obviously declined. Like, the kingpin of the Ozarks is really pissed off to say, okay, look, I don't need your money. And sort of like a running theme of the Mercs for Money series in general is like, Wade doesn't have money to pay his team, and later on his team's going to rebel against him. So I'm going to leave this video here. Again, this series is just a lot of fun. It's you read it, it's one and done. You'll get a couple chuckles. You'll see characters and think to yourself, where the hell did this guy come out? Or, oh, I remember that guy. And so please check it out. It's worth your time. See you guys next time. Bye.